Kevin?
What?
Correctly? Is that the correct pen name?
Yes, my name is Kevin Buckner.
All right. Just making sure that's the right pen name. Morning, this is James Quinlan McSurfy, fantasy author extraordinaire, creator of creatures, embellisher of events, and firebrand. Stories that kindle imagination. And this is James JQM Literary Chat with fellow author Kevin Buckner. Hello, Kevin.
Hello.
I am trying something new. I'm trying to use Zoom off of my phone, and it really doesn't like me. So we'll see what happens. But we'll get started. We'll get started on a question. Kevin, tell us a little bit. Tell us something unique about you. A little bit yourself.
Well, I think the most unique thing about me is that I enjoy knitting and I'm really good at it.
What projects you're working on? Right? Are you working on any particularly large project right now?
Oh yes, right now I'm working on an ugly Christmas sweater. So I'm working on the back panel right now, and I put way too many colors in it. Unfortunately, it made it a big project to deal with. But it's got on the bottom a line of little zombie heads, and then the center has a big zombie Santa head on it, and then it's got on the sides of it biohazard and radioactive symbols and zombie elf heads, and then the top is going to say Merry Christmas, but the way I'm doing the letters, it could easily be mistaken for Messy Christmas.
Sounds hideous.
Yes, that's the idea.
Well, we'll move right along to the next question. Who are your favorite authors?
I really like reading books by David Eddings. I think he's a fantastic author. I love the character interactions in his books, especially the Belgariad and Malloreon series. I also like Alexander Dumas. I know that he's long dead, but the books he wrote were gripping. Like they were fast paced and kind of like you'd expect to read from a modern author. And I'm also a big fan of R.A. Salvatore.
Fun. Traditionally speaking, I'm more of a classic author, or my favorites myself. Charles Dickens and Mark Twain always had the list of my favorite authors. So that's awesome. A little bit different taste in literature. That's pretty cool. What are your favorite books?
I think the top of the list of my favorite.
And I'm talking is driving me nuts.
The top of my list of favorite books is, I'd say Les Miserables is right up there. That it's a beast. I've read it 3 times in English and twice in Dutch. Sorry, what?
Les Mis is one of my top 5 favorites as well.
Yeah, I love it. I've read it so many times. And like I said earlier, I'm a big fan of the Belgariad and Malloreon series by David Eddings. And another favorite of mine is Ender's Game.
I enjoyed Ender's Game, but I loved Ender's Shadow more. Just
well, that was a really good one also.
Just that I uh, I like Ender's Game. It was very interesting, very different way of looking at science fiction for me. And then from there, I've gone on myself to like a lot of the other stuff that Orson Scott Card has done.
Mm-hmm.
Do you really like do you follow the entirety of the Ender's verse, or did you kind of just stop after Ender? Or
I've read Speaker for the Dead, and I started Xenocide, but I found that they got a lot more philosophical after Ender's Game, and I struggled with that. They weren't as gripping.
Yeah.
Oh, another one that I would highly recommend everybody read is called Contest. I forget who it's by, but I had a coworker a few years ago who told me to borrow it, and so I worked with this guy on Fridays and Tuesdays, and so he gave me the book on Friday, and he said, "I'll just get it back from you on Tuesday." And I said, "Well, you'll get it back from me when I'm done reading it." And he said, "Yeah, I'll get it back from you on Tuesday." And I said, "I don't know. It's kind of a thick book." And he said, "Don't worry about it. Are you planning on starting to read it tonight?" And I said, "I am." And he said, "Okay, just give it back to me on Tuesday. That's fine." And I thought, well, you sure have a lot of faith in my ability to read a thick book in a couple days. And well, it was true. I found it very difficult to put that book down. I read it. I finished it on Saturday. So it's a fantastic book.
Sounds awesome. I am not familiar with the title. Is there anything about the plot that would help me be able to search that one out?
Yeah, it's about an intergalactic tournament that happens in the New York City Library.
And called Contest.
Yeah, I'm Googling it right now. It's by Matthew Riley.
Matthew Riley. I'll get that on my TBR.
Yeah.
Still to it, but that more fact that my TBR is filled with requests from indie authors and the slow pace at which I read. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure I'll get to it, and I'm sure I'll read through it when I find it, but it's going to take me a long time to get to it.
Okay.
I'm trying to keep these things a little bit shorter than I had in the past, especially since we're using Zoom and I only have like a handful of minutes before I have to go hang out with my son. So, is there anything you want to tell us about your thing, or anything else you'd like to share with our potential readers?
Yeah, I'd encourage everybody to give my book a chance. It's called The Advent of Zon. It's available on Amazon.com, and I've seen it on Barnes and Noble, their website. But it's a dark, epic fantasy. It's the first in my series called The Kudamari. I'm currently writing the second in the series. I'm about halfway through the first draft of that one. I hope to be able to have it ready for publication early next year. It's about a demon prince who goes about the world causing as much trouble as he can, all the while a group of necromancers are trying to gather their legendary relics so they can become masters of death, and their enemies are trying to stop them, and neither faction is aware of the demon prince just doing whatever he wants. So I'd really appreciate it if people gave that one a look and read it. It's currently rated 5 stars on Amazon. I haven't really heard any complaints about it.
We will we'll be sure to have the link to that, and then any of the other social media links that you have going on, that I have access to on the comments, in the or in the video description, and then also on my blog when we put it up. So check it out, guys. It's going to be super awesome. Sounds incredibly compelling. And this is still driving me nuts. I'm not getting used to the amount of time that it's taken from what I say for what you reply. That time lag is just killing me today. I don't know why.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, thanks, Kevin, for joining us. Any and everyone for following me, and see you next time.